Can Gentiles be saved after the rapture? Will the gospel of the kingdom be preached across the world or just in and around Israel? Get Matthew 24:14. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 14. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. So where will the gospel of the kingdom be preached? Around the entire world, clear as can be. Now notice something with me. Look with me at Ephesians 2, verse 11. When the 144,000 are sent out into the nations of the world during the 70th week, I believe they are going to the Jews that are within those nations. Look with me at Ephesians 2, verse 11. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands, that at that time ye were without Christ, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel, and strangers from the covenants of promise, having no hope, and without God in the world. So, quick question. If you're in time past, before the dispensation of grace, and you're a Gentile, do you have hope? And the answer is no. It specifically says, you have no hope and are without God in the world. Okay, so let's do a hypothetical. You are living in time past, and you are a Gentile. What is the first thing that you should do? Stop being a Gentile. So look with me at Esther 8, verse 17. Esther chapter 8, verse 17. If Gentiles are without hope, then you know what you need to quit being? A Gentile. So look with me at Esther 8:17. Now, in Esther 8:17, this is after the miraculous deliverance of the Jews from Haman's schemes to, eradicate, to exterminate them. Esther 8:17, and in every province and in every city, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and a good day. Notice what it says. And many of the people of the land, what did they do? They became Jews. So if you are born a Gentile in the Old Testament, in time past, what's the first thing you should do? Quit being one. Because you have the ability to stop. You can become a Jew, and that's what you should do in time past. Well, let's fast forward to the 70th week. After the rapture happens, when the rapture happens, how many people at that point should be preaching the gospel of the grace of God? None. They should be preaching the gospel of the kingdom. When you look at early Acts, who does the kingdom church go to? They go to Jews. They go only to Jews. So during that time period, Gentiles are without hope if they remain as Gentiles. But what they can do and should do is choose to become a Jew. So if you are a Gentile and you miss the rapture, what should you do? You should immediately believe the kingdom gospel, become a Jewish proselyte, and become a member of the believing remnant. That's the way that works. Now, I'll just say this before we move on. If you are alive today during the dispensation of grace, it is not a good plan to say, what I am going to do is first I will reject the gospel of grace, I'll wait for the rapture to happen, I'll miss it. Then I will believe the gospel of the kingdom, proselyte into Israel, and join the little flock, and that's how I'll have a right relationship with God. That is a really poor strategy. It is a much simpler, safer, direct strategy to this day. 2 Corinthians 6 says, when is the day of salvation? Today is the day of salvation. So the wisest thing to do is to believe the gospel immediately without delay.